Hello, and today in this particular video, we'll be checking out our updated plugin. That's the Magento 2 Multi-Vendor Marketplace Tax Manager plugin. That basically allows the marketplace vendors to manage the tax from their own end. And using this particular plugin, the marketplace vendors can add new tax rates, tax classes, and tax rules as required, and thereby allowing the marketplace vendors to set up their tags according to their needs. Also, kindly note that this particular plugin is an add-on to the Magento 2 multi-vendor marketplace by Webkul. So you'll have to have that first to make use of this particular plugin. So I'll just be taking you through the workflow the vendors in, how the vendors would be able to set up their tax rates and the tax classes. Apart from that, I'll also be showing you how the marketplace admin would be able to make changes or can add the tax rate and tax classes for the marketplace vendors under this particular plugin's initial configuration. And apart from that, I'll also be showing you, before making use of this plugin, how to set it up from the admin backend panel. And before we proceed further, please do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to receive the latest updates. Apart from that, if you find this particular video helpful, then do give it a thumbs up. Now, right now you can see that I'm already logged into my vendor account. So if I go to my account section once again, so here you can see that on the left hand side, I have my marketplace account dashboard with the different options. Now, after a successful installation of this particular plugin, the admin will make the initial configurations, and thereafter the marketplace vendors will be able to find this option under the marketplace account panel. So that's the tax manager under the account panel here on the left hand side, and under that the vendors can access the tax rates and the tax rules. So let's go through each of them one by one. So first we'll be checking how we can create the tax rates, and then we'll be checking how we can set up our tax rules itself. So coming to the tax manager and tax rates, let's go to the tax rates section. So under the tax rate section, the vendor can find all of the created tax rates that he has already created. And if it's the first time that you're coming to this particular section, then it would be empty. Here you can find different columns like the tax identifier, country, state, region, zip code, and the rates. Apart from that, you can also filter out your tax rates using the tax identifier name, country, state or region, zip code, or the rate that you've applied for a tax rate that you've created, and then tapping here the submit button would filter out that particular tax rate. So to create a new tax rate, you need to tap here on the add new tax rate button on the top right hand side within this tax rate section, and then you can see that we have the add new tax rate section wherein we'll be setting up the tax form with the details there. So the very first option that we have here is the tax identifier. So you can set up the identifier for the tax so that you can remember what actually is there within that particular tax rate that you've created. So for now, I'll just set it as new tax rate simple. The vendor has the option to choose the zip or the post codes as a range itself. So you can check that option here. If you check this option checkbox, then you'll have to set up the range from and the range to values, and thereafter you have to set up your state, country, and the rate percentage for that particular state or country that you have selected, and that's basically for the state itself. Now the vendor can also choose to have not have the range there. So he can enter any zip code initials. So it should match any of the zip codes that begin on that particular one, and which are not longer than 10. So for example, here you can see that if we enter XYZ and we have set it as colon. So for example, 9000 or 900, and if I use a asterisk after that, then whichever zip codes having 900 or which are beginning with 900 and that are not longer than 10 would on those zip codes this tax rate would be applicable. And lastly, you'll have to tap here in the save button to save your particular tax rate that you're creating. And let's set the rate percentage here for tax as 9. And let me tap here in the save button thereafter. So the tax rate has been saved and it's been listed here. That's the tax identifier, the country, the state, region, the zip codes for which it's valid. So we can edit them as well by just tapping on a particular tax rate that we have created. So you can tap any one. For example, if I tap here, we can edit this particular tax rate and we can make the changes as required. Now let's go back. Also kindly note whenever the marketplace admin creates the tax class tax rate or the product tax class, then at that time the marketplace vendor or the respective marketplace vendor receives an email notification for the same. So if the admin is adding, deleting or editing the tax rate, a mail for that is sent out to the marketplace vendor to notify him of the same. Now this was how we can add the tax rates. Now coming to the other portion, that's the tax rules. So let's check the tax rules. So under this, the marketplace vendors will find the complete list of tax rules that they have created. They can filter out the tax rules using the rule name, customer tax class, product tax class. Now this particular customer tax class, this can be made available for the vendors using this particular plugin's backend configuration settings that can be done by the admin itself. Now to add a new tax rule, we'll just tap here in the add new tax rule button, and that brings up the add tax rule section, as you can see. So here whichever tax rates have been created, for example this tax rate we just created, so for this particular vendor whichever tax rate he has already created would then be visible here. He can also add a new tax rate from this section as well by tapping here in the add new tax rate button, and that brings up this section again. Let's go back, and while creating a new tax rule he'll have to set up the for example let's set it as test tax rule simple, and we can choose our tax rate for the same. Then we can choose the product tax class. So to add a new one you can tap here, or you can just select the one that you want to use, and you can choose the priority of this tax rule as well. Apart from that, you can choose to calculate off the tax only from the subtotal. So for that you'll have to check, otherwise you can uncheck this option. And this is the priority for this tax rule, and this is the sort order for the tax rule itself. And lastly, just tap here in the save button, and your new tax rule would be created. So here's the test tax rule simple for the retail customer. Product tax class is for the US. The tax rate is according to the new tax rate simple. The priority is topmost. Whether to use on the subtotal, I've chosen no for that. And the sort order for these, what we say as the tax rules. So that was about how the marketplace vendors can set up their tax rates and the tax rules, and accordingly the tax would then be applicable for the orders there. Now after this, now let's see how the marketplace vendors, after creating their tax rules and the rates, how they can apply the product tax rules to their products. So we can create a new product and add the tax there. Otherwise we can also go to the already created ones and can add them as well. So for now, let's go to the my product list for this marketplace vendor, and we'll be just editing one of the products that he has, and then we'll be applying the tax itself. Now here we have the awesome blue shirt. Let me edit this particular product, and on the edit product page, here you can see that we have the marketplace edit product page. Here we'll be scrolling down, and here under the tax class, now the vendor can choose the tax class applicable for the product from the drop down. So whichever ones he has created, all of those would then be visible here, and he can choose it according to his own needs, and accordingly then the tax would be applicable to this product itself. Thereafter he just needs to tap here in the save button, and this tax would be applicable to this product itself. And similarly for the rest of the products as well, he can choose the respective tax class there. Now as a customer, for example, if a customer adds a product for which the tax rates have been applied by the marketplace vendor, so how the tax appears to the customer according to the one assigned by the marketplace vendor. So let me show you that. For example, we have one product, black shoe. So let me proceed further for the checkout, and then we'll be checking the tax that is applicable on the same. So let's tap here, and we are coming on to the checkout page, and here's the product in the cart. And let me go ahead and let me choose the delivery method there. Okay, the shipping method, let me choose it as fixed rate. So this shipping is not involved with this plugins functionality. So here we can see that the tax that is applicable on this product is $2.50, and according to that the customers can easily find the tax applicable for their products for which they're going to place the order, and that particular text would be coming up from the marketplace vendors account. So the marketplace vendors would have created the tax rates and the tax classes, then applied the tax onto their products, and now when that particular product gets purchased, the respective tax is visible to the customers at the checkout time as well. Now coming back to the vendor's end. Now let's hop onto the admin backend panel, and let's see the initial configurations and the rest of the settings there, how the admin can create the tax rules for the marketplace vendors and the rest of the functionality as well. So let's go to the admin backend panel now. So I'll just be logging into the admin panel by entering my username password, and after login we'll be able to see our dashboard. So to make the initial configuration settings, we'll just navigate through stores and then configuration. On the configuration page under the Webkul block on the left hand side, we'll scroll down to the seller tax manager option, and here we have the general settings as well as the settings for the marketplace seller tax email. So whichever default ones you have selected here would be used as the mail templates for the mail that would be sent out to the marketplace vendors, to the respective vendors, whenever the tax rate is being added by the admin, tax rules are being deleted, product tax class has been added, or the tax rate has been updated by the marketplace admin for the marketplace vendors. In that case, these four different emails go to the respective vendors. Coming to the general settings, to enable this functionality within your web store to allow the marketplace vendors to add their taxes or to manage their tax rates and tax classes, you'll have to choose this option as a yes. Otherwise, you can choose it as no to disable this seller tax manager functionality for your marketplace based on the Magento 2 platform itself. So you'll choose it as yes. Then you can choose the allowed customer tax class for the marketplace vendors. Now from the drop down, you can choose the one that you want to allow for the marketplace vendors, and that particular customer class would be available for the marketplace vendors to add while they're creating the classes there, and this would be applicable to the retail customers. Thereafter, you'll have to tap here in the save configuration, and we're done making the initial configuration settings. Now after you've successfully installed this particular plugin, you'll have the seller tax manager, and this particular plugin is an add-on to the Magento 2 multimedia marketplace by Webkul. So you'll have to have that first to make use of the seller tax manager. Now coming to the marketplace management, here we'll navigate to the tax manager section, and here the marketplace admin can check the order tax details, as well as the marketplace vendor tax rules can be added, edited or deleted. So we'll just check these two options. So I'll open the order tax details in one and the seller tax rules in another window. So let's go to the order tax details first. So under this, the marketplace vendor will find the marketplace vendor order tax details, as you can see. So the orders that have been placed for the marketplace vendors, we have the vendor name, the order ID, the product that was purchased, and the tax amount that was applicable on that particular order. And similarly, the admin can tap on any of the order numbers to check the details of the order, to check what exactly was applicable on that particular order, the tax rate that was applicable there. So if we scroll down here, we can see that the tax amount is $2.62 for the John Doe vendor that was there. So it was the 384 order for $2.62. So here the admin can find the complete list of orders along with the seller name, the product name, and the tax amount that is applicable. Now coming to that section, that's the seller tax rules. From here the admin can find the complete list of tax rules that have been created by the marketplace vendors. He can edit them as well. He can delete by choosing a delete. A single one can be deleted, or in bulk as well you can delete the created seller tax rules. From here the marketplace admin can add new tax rules for the marketplace vendors by tapping here in the add new tax rule button, and that brings up the create seller wise tax rules section. So right now you can see that here we have the tax rates of the product tax classes. So to create the seller rules, the admin needs to choose a seller. So from the drawdown, for example, if I choose John Doe, then whichever tax rates and the tax classes he has created under his account would then be visible here for selection. So this one's the one that we just created a while ago, and accordingly the admin can choose the tax rates under the product tax class, set up the new tax rule for vendor, for example, choose the seller, set up the name of the tax class, set up the tax rate and the tax classes, set the priority of this tax rule that we're creating, choose to calculate the tax on the subtotal. So you will have to check that up, otherwise you can uncheck that, and then set up the sort order for this particular one that we're creating. And apart from the ones or the tax rates that have been added here by the vendor are displayed, but the admin can also add new tax rates according to his own requirement as well. So if he taps here on the add, then he'll have to set up the tax identifier, if it's a zip code range for which it will be applicable, or matches any three initials not longer than 10. Then choose the state, country, and the rate percentage that you want to be applicable, and he can tap on the save tax rate, and that tax rate would then be available here within the tax rate as well. And then that can be chosen by the admin and can then create the seller wise tax rate for this chosen seller that we have. The same goes with the product tax class. You can add a new product tax class as well, as you can see by just tapping in the add new product tax class. And to save that, you'll have to tap here. For example, if I enter DEST1 ASSUS and tap here on the OK button, you can see that that one test1 class US has been added here. Now to delete, I can choose this delete option here. We can also edit anyone by tapping here on the edit icon that you can see for each of the respective tax classes. So that's how the admin can edit them, can delete them, can add a new one as well for the marketplace vendors chosen from this drop down here. And lastly, you'll have to tap in the save button to save your created seller wise tax rules. Okay, I just forgot to choose the main template there, not a worry. But the test tax rule for the vendor has been created. Now if you go to the respective vendor, we can see this particular one visible there as well. Now at the time of edit, delete, update of a tax rule for a respective vendor, the emails are sent out notifying the same to the respective vendor there. So if I go to my vendor here, and if I go to my tax rates, just give me a second for that. So here you can see that under the seller tax rules, this is the one that we just created by the admin, this tax rule for vendor, if you remember, and the same is visible now here under the seller tax rules, as you can see. So that's how the marketplace admin can create, update, edit, or delete any of the seller tax rules, and can add the tax rules and the tax classes as well for the products there. And that's how this feature helps out the marketplace vendors to add their own tax rate according to their requirement there. So if you still have any questions, queries, suggestions, or requirements, we are happy to hear them, and you can reach back to us at support@webkul.com. You can create a ticket at webkul.uvidesk.com. You can contact us through https:// www.webkul.com /contacts. And lastly, if you find this video helpful, then kindly do give it a thumbs up. And lastly, thanks for watching this particular video and have a great day ahead.